Hi, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge flush mount banded fixture. This is going to be the 124394. This is going to be Hubbardton Forge's most flush mount fixture. It can put out a ton of light, and we're going to get into lots of those details, but first let's talk about the size of it. This is coming in at 4.75 inches from the ceiling to the very bottom of the fixture. 13.6 inches by 13.6 inches square. This is coming in at 13.8 pounds. It's only going to hang from a normal 4-inch junction box, and I want to show you a little bit more information about that. How we're going to do it is to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It's going to show you a lot of good details about the top of this, how it goes onto this J-box. This is what you guys have at home and how it all works. Take advantage of that. You're also going to notice there's a full parts list, how to put the bulbs in, which is pretty simple. You're really just going to be putting the glass on this, and this is the glass for it. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass, which is a very pretty milk glass. I'll get more into details about it. You're going to notice a couple things, that this is actually a bottle at the end of the day. That's the shape of it. And the little thumb screws that are going to be on the fixture itself are going to be coming in to the sides. Just make sure you don't put them on too tight. You never want to break your glass. But it's going to be kind of a big detail about that, because on a lot of other Hubbardton Forge fixtures, they are a bowl that can let heat escape. There's a lot of space above between the ceiling and the bottom of the glass, but this one's going to be scooped right into the fixture itself, so that doesn't let a lot of heat escape. And that kind of leads us to the next part of this, and that's where we're talking about lamping. So you're going to notice there's going to be two of these inside of there, and they're going to be on their sides. These are medium base sockets, porcelain ones, and they're just going to take a regular medium base bulb. So you'll notice in the Hubbardton Forge specs that they're going to be speccing an A15, and these are small 60 watt max incandescent bulbs or an LED. Even the LED versions of these A15s generally max out about a 60 watt equivalent or a 75 watt equivalent. So that goes back to the time that this was actually designed, when there weren't a lot of good LEDs on the market. We know that LEDs don't generate heat, they generate light. So that's why they limited you in the specs to two of these, the A15 60 watt max. However, times have changed, lots of technology has come out, so we can get a ton of light out of this compared to what it was a long time ago when it first came out. So I have this on the floor of our showroom. I played around with it a bit today, and I tried different bulb sizes in LEDs to make sure that they would fit. So let's start with this. These are A19 bulbs. A19, you'll notice, is bigger than an A15 to begin with. So A19s fit in perfectly, and these are two LED versions. And remember, if we're going to go for the bigger than the A15s, we're going to be talking about LEDs from now on. So these are the old school LEDs that have been around for a long time. These are the newer ones, the phosphorus clear ones, which I like a lot better. I think they're just a better design. They throw better light in all directions versus the colder spots on the bottom of these and the warmer spots on top. So let's hop over to this for a second. So if you're going to be using these, I have found these in a 60 watt equivalent, 75 watt equivalent, 100 watt equivalent, and I found those at Home Depot in a 4-pack, which means that I can comfortably put in A19 bulbs in this, two of them, at 100 watt equivalent, get 200 watt equivalents of light out of this, which is great. It really changes the dynamic of this fixture. But I went one step further and I tried what are called A20s. An A20 bulb is slightly one step up from an A19, so this is even larger. I was able to get two of these in there as well. Easy to find is 100 watt equivalent, easy to find is 150 watt equivalent. You can also find these A20s as 200 watt equivalent. So do you really need 400 watt equivalent of light coming out of this fixture? Maybe, maybe not. But I would probably just be very comfortable knowing that I can get a ton of light out of it if I need to. So I can put this in a bedroom, I can put it in a bathroom, kitchens, it's going to be good. It's going to throw tons of light everywhere for such a small flush fixture. But I would probably circle back, and this is what I would probably be doing. I'd probably be doing the A19 100 watt equivalents, and the ones I found at Home Depot were just fine. You can find them at Ace Hardware. Your local grocery store might even carry them, depending on where you are. And I also found them on Amazon and Walmart and Lowe's there as well. So these bulbs are going to be offered to you in all those different ways we talked about a second ago. 2700 Kelvin, super yellow light, that's like a setting sun. They're going to offer these to you in something called daylight, and you have to be really careful about that, because Daylight is that bluish white light that looks like kind of a hospital waiting room, and that's what I'm not too fond of. What I like to use in our showroom is warm white, soft white, and I've found these things over at Home Depot in the warm white, soft white. 3000 Kelvin is what I like to buy, and that's the warmth of the light coming down from these LEDs above us on this table. So you can see how nice this looks. It looks like the warmth of an incandescent bulb, so that's my take on it. In any event, you can still stick with those little A15s if you want to, but if you just want to get more light out of a fixture, and we always want more light when we can, I would go for the 19s, and I would go for the 100 watt equivalents, 2 of them, and I would make sure I get it in the color temperature I want, mostly likely at a 3000 Kelvin warm white, soft white. Really important, make sure they're dimmable because you're going to want to dim this fixture down on certain occasions. I want to touch base on Hubbardton Forge's opal glass for just a second. So all of Hubbardton Forge's glass to begin with is going to be hand blown. This piece is hand blown first in clear, then they're going to come in and they're going to blow another layer of white glass on the inside of this. The third step is they're going to take and they're going to sandblast the whole thing on the inside and the outside. That's going to give you this beautiful, mellow, translucent, milky piece of glass. When you look at this and you can see the layers are actually piled up on the inside of this. Hubbardton Forge is very obsessed about details on all of their pieces, including their glass, and that's why you're here, because you're probably just as obsessed about little details as well. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.